What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with a very vocal Luca, who is going to ponder the idea of jumping up. And here we go. So yes, we're back for more from Heart Over Mind, 1987. Thank you as always to Darren. And the next track is Stronghold, which speaks to a fortress, some type of bastion against external forces, hostility, or incursion. So in the context of the themes of this album, I'm thinking of someone's heart as a stronghold, or putting their emotions behind a barrier within a moat or other protective system, and thus not allowing someone's advances or their involvement to cause ruin to the person's heart, their emotions, their feelings. Now again, it feels like that's in one way fitting with the themes of the album, and yet in another way it feels like it's sort of running in a different direction, because the idea so far on a number of the tunes has been your mind might tell you no, but your heart is going to pull you anyway, and it's stronger. It has more persuasion than the rational thinking of your brain. So a stronghold, it feels like it's actually putting up more defenses, circling the wagons, and preventing the heart from just feeling, maybe again out of a sense that you are vulnerable if you allow your heart to make decisions. So yes, in a way it feels like it's in the same territory, but maybe looking in a different direction. Now obviously the concept of stronghold might be articulated or represented differently than my brain is thinking about it in advance, so I'll just have to see what I can catch on a first listen. This is Jennifer Rush, the tune is Stronghold, and it's from her 1987 album Heart Over Mind.
For a little while, I was living wild. I let my heart run where it wanted to. I was running scared. You were always there, standing by me just like you always do. Guess it took some time for me to come around, to see what I lost and what I found. Hey, I got a stronghold, I got a will to love, I got a stronghold on this love. I got a stronghold, this time I won't let go. I'll keep a stronghold on
describe that one sonically? I mean, some of the singing and the jubilant feeling, it really does have a bit of a gospel vibe, but it's also got booming percussion, smashing snare hits, a bit of guitar flavor, a groovy bass, so there's a, like, power ballad meets soul gospel somewhere in that multi-area Venn diagram of stylings. Lyrically, I'm surprised. Like, it's more in relation to the rest of the album than I was thinking, even if the phrasing is interesting to me, and even if I think there's a bit of a cheat, quote-unquote, by the way that the title is one word. If it was 2 words, stronghold, having a strong hold on something, I think I would have interpreted the potential meaning or hypothesized about the title and its relationship to the lyrics a little bit differently. Because it feels like that's what she's saying, that her heart used to be out and unbounded and it was lost, it was, running scared and trying to latch on to something. And then once she found this guy, I think there was some intermediate period where she fantasized about being with him, but she doesn't have to do that anymore because now she has him and she's not going to let go. She's holding on. She has a strong hold on his love. So yeah, it feels like the word as, or the title as one word made me think more defensively, whereas I suppose it's not offensively, but stronghold in the way that it seems to be used in the song is more about, like, now she has a fortress and she's not going to leave it. She's not going to let go. She's holding on to it. It's hers and she's living her best life, to use more modern phrasing. So yeah, it sounds like someone who was out in the romantic and emotional wilderness, even if she was still free in that regard. She was, unbounded, which normally in those types of emotional phrasings, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it sounds like she was lost at sea, like she didn't have an anchor to hold on to, and then now that she's found this guy and broken down the barriers between them and become intimate, probably on multiple levels, now she has her stronghold, she has her protection from future heartache or that feeling of being emotionally lost. So yeah, the title put my brain in a different direction than it turned out to be, or at least that's what it sounded like on first listen. Some great vocals again. She just has a very, like, powerful, sure, but it's like this I was going to say unmistakable, that's not really what I'm trying to say. Like a voice that you can't ignore. Like it just takes over the track when she really pushes it. And that one moment where she did that long extension and then ramped it up to a second level at the end of the already long extension, that was quite crazy and impressive. Luca, speaking of crazy and impressive, you're certainly the former. I'm not sure about the latter. Don't worry, she doesn't understand what I'm saying. Nevertheless, yes, a very powerful ballad type song, but with a lot of energy too. So I don't know if, again, power ballad I suppose is the broadest label that I would put on it. I will say this album has been, I think, a step up from the previous two. Even if I did like those two, all the tracks so far have been compelling in one way or another, and a couple of them in particular have been absolute bangers. So yes, a very good album. We have 2 more tracks to go on here, so we will look forward to those. I'm trying to think, the song title that's the last track, Call My Name, I feel like I've heard that somewhere before, but ultimately it's the kind of phrase that I suppose is going to show up in some different places and may not be at all related to Jennifer's song. Are you going to stop being ridiculously adorable so that I can get up soon? She's thinking about it. Well, as I said, big shout out to Darren once again for sending this 5-album compilation. We're only just past the halfway point because we've now passed the halfway point of this middle album of the 5, so still lots to go. And I'm gonna try to get up, Luca. I apologize. She is so offended. But yes, when we come back next time, we'll be up to Sidekick, so we'll look forward to that. Well, let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.